What is up, my fellow Johnsons? It's been a little while since I've uploaded. Just been working a lot, trying to get some stuff paid off so I can start getting some less budget cards, but still going to try to do budget builds and different decks that I have fun with. This is going to be more of a fun deck. I did have a Tri-Brigade deck that I was running with and was going to do a video on it, and then the ban list hit and kind of killed it, so I scrapped that. I'm working on a new deck. As soon as I get the last cards for it, we'll be doing a profile for it. Let's jump into this. This is going to be my ghostrick deck. This is one of the decks that got me back into the game. And then I got the very last card for it. And the next week they introduced Lynx and Master Rule 4. So kind of killed the deck, but we've got some new support in the most recent set. And it's pretty fun. So I'm going to go over that with you. Our level 1s, we got 3 Mary. If you take damage from a direct attack, you send her to the graveyard, special summon a ghostrick in defense. Lantern, he stops an attack and summons himself, and then Spectre summons himself, and you are able to draw a card. So those are our level 1s, and they're pretty easy to get out on the field, pretty easy to get into your hand, and they can help kind of get your deck going. Level 2s, we have Fairy. When she flips face up, she gets to get a ghostrick card from the graveyard, but then it banishes it after you use it. And we're doing Doll. When she flips face up, every monster on the field flips face down at the end phase. And then you can summon a ghostrick whose level is equal to or less than the number of monsters flipped. So she also helps get stuff on the field. We go into our level 3s. One of our main searchers is Zhangxi. Every time he's flipped, he can add a ghostrick monster whose level is equal to or less than the number of face-up ghostricks on the field. So usually you flip him up last. And then we have Mummy, which gives us an extra summon. And Stein, when he does damage, he searches a ghostrick spell or trap. That rounds up our level 3s. The new level 4, we're going to be doing 2 Siren. Very, very good card, new card in the deck. When she flips face up, she mills 2 cards. If one of the cards milled was a ghostrick card, then you get to add a ghostrick spell or trap. And then all of the ghostrick cards cannot be normal summon unless there's a face up ghostrick, and they can flip themselves back face down at the end of during the turn. So lots of up and down with this deck. The only monster in the deck that is not a ghostrick but fits in very well is Parallel Exceed. The ghostricks did get a new link monster, and Parallel Exceed basically lets us go into Angel of Mischief for free. Card's been out forever, summons itself, summons one. They both go to level 4. It's really nice. That rounds up our monster lineup. We're going to go through the spells. I'm running one of each of the field spells. Ghostricks are very field spell heavy. All of these have the effect where face up or face down monsters cannot be targeted for attacks. So they let you attack directly if all the cards are face down. Mansion is one of your best ones. You take half damage, and then you basically get to attack for free. Parade is once you take battle damage, you get to search a ghostrick spell or trap. And Museum makes it so any card that attacks and does damage flips face down at the end of the battle. And then the new spell card, Ghostrick Shot. This is a really good card. You play it, and you can summon a ghostrick from your hand or graveyard, and then you can banish it from the graveyard on another turn and attach a card from your graveyard to a ghostrick Xyz. So this is how you continue to loop like your Alucard and Doll Hand, so you can keep getting your searches off of them. We're going to go into our trap lineup. One of the best traps is Ghostrick Scare. You flip it, and then you target any number of face-down ghostricks you have, flip them face up, and then you flip non-targeting that number of monsters down on your opponent's side of the field. So basically, you're able to stop combos, And then you're getting all of the effects that your ghostricks have when they flip face up. So since they all technically flip face up at once, you can chain block or whatever you need to do, as well as flip any problem stuff face down that you don't want to deal with. Links kind of make that hard, but if you're able to flip it before they're able to go into any links, you can really slow the game down and kind of control the tempo from there. We have one ghostrick renovation. What this does is it'll bounce a ghostrick field spell back to your hand, and then you can either add another one from the deck, or you can activate one from the deck. So you can basically get access to any of the field spells with this card. It also helps field spells dodge removal. I've actually found a lot of interesting uses in testing. And then we have the last new main deck card, Ghost Trick or Treat. This one is kind of difficult to understand. Basically, you flip it up if you have a Ghost Trick Link monster or a Ghost Trip field spell. So that's the activation requirement. Then you target one of your opponent's monsters. That's cost. Then your opponent gets to choose. They can pay 2,000 life points and flip this back face down and reset the trap. Or the monster that you targeted cannot attack. Its effects are negated, and at the end phase it flips face down. And if your opponent's greedy, they're going to pay the 2K. I've actually won games because I've had my opponent pay for that 3 times, and then I was just able to slow down the game enough that they weren't able to do much, and it ended up costing them because they kept paying for it. The last Ghost Trick trap is going to be Ghost Trick Knight. What this does, continuous trap while it's face up. If you control a face up Ghost Trick monster, your opponent cannot flip summon. So you pair that with Ghost Trick Scare, you just flip everything face down, flip this up in the standby phase, and everything they have face down is just stuck there. It's pretty hard for them to get around that. The non-Ghost Trick traps. I'm running 2 Trap Trick. This is the only thing in the deck that I would switch out. If I was going to switch it out for anything, it'd be Lightning Storms, just because most of the time your stuff's face down anyway, so you can kind of play around that. Just every time that I draw this, I always wish it was something else. So that's the only thing that I would switch out. And then I have 3 Floodgate Trap Hole, just because we're trying to flip everything face down so we can attack directly with our field spells. And just kind of control the tempo from there. I got 2 Needle Sealing. If there are 4 more monsters on the field, then you can destroy all face-up monsters on the field. So basically punish your opponent for overextending, and you have 1 face down. And then last is Dogmatic Punishment. Pretty self-explanatory, just pop a card, and you do have some decently high damage monsters in your extra deck, so you're able to get over just about everything. And that rounds up the main deck, 40-card main deck. And then for the extra deck, we got the last new card, the Ghost Trick Scott, Ghost Trick Festival, Link 1. You can actually link into this from a face-down Ghost Trick. So you set a monster, go into this, and then you go off on your plays from there. If your opponent declares an attack, you tribute this card and special summon a Ghost Trick from your deck in face-down defense position. And that's on attack declaration, so they're going to be able to redeclare, but if you already have a field spell established, you're able to get something like Siren and, take a little bit of damage, and then next turn, you're just kind of off to the races from there. And then we're going to go into our XZs. We got the rank 4, 2 Angel of Mischief. There is a instant win on her, or if she has 10 material, you win. It's going to be highly unlikely, because usually you're using her for other ability to just search your spells and traps, your Ghost Trick spells and traps, so you can control the tempo of the game. And then 2K with a 2500 booty, she's pretty decent at defending and can do some damage while you have field spells. Then we have our rank 3s. A la carte, I'd never use him for his actual on-field effect. Usually I'm using him for his graveyard effect, where if he goes to the graveyard, you can add a Ghost Trick card from your graveyard to your hand. And usually I'm attaching, I'm usually going into Angel of Mischief with him, because Angel of Mischief can be made over top any Ghost Trick Xyz. So, yeah, I'm usually using him just for searching. Very rarely actually use his monster effect. And then we have the one link rank 2. I have never made her. I think it's only come up once, and even then the most optimal play was not to go into her. So honestly, no idea what she does. She's just another name that I can use, but she does not have the search effect when she goes to the graveyard. So pretty obsolete. And then our rank 1s, we got Dalhan, and again, never use him for his monster effect, but he does gain attack for Ghostrick monsters, and then when he is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Ghostrick card from your graveyard. So again, I'm usually looping Ghostrick Shot, banishing that, attaching him to Angel of Mischief, detaching him from Angel of Mischief to search a spell or trap, and then add one back from the graveyard. And that is our Ghostrick extra deck lineup. Then we have F-Zero, Draco, and then Zeus, because why not? Monster, Negate, and Steal, and a board wipe, just too good to pass up. And then the last two cards are the only spell and trap removal that we have in the deck, and access code. So, you probably could cut the Succubus, the rank 2, for like a unicorn. So you have at least a link 3 to make access code a little bit stronger. The only problem with that is your only other link in the deck is Festival, and they're both dark. But that does get rid of 2 cards on the field, so that might not make a difference. But yeah, that is the deck profile. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's kind of fun just to watch people struggle and kind of freak out and not know what to do or how to react. These new cards were definitely very needed for the deck. I still don't think it's enough, but it's definitely a start. Let me know what you guys think about the deck. You know, if you've been playing any of these new cards or not. And then I'm working on a deck, like a more competitive deck right now. I'm missing like 4 cards, and I'm working on getting those. So as soon as I get those, that deck profile will be up as well. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys next time.